Hello everybody. Today I would like to show you how to optimize performance on your Radeon graphics card RX 48 Nitro. I will use these three programs. This one is for mark, for GPU stress test. With this program we can stress the graphic card and see if it will be stabilized or not when you will use it like with your settings. Second program you can use, but you don't have to, but I will use it just to read the power settings, GPU Z, because its sensors will show the not only GPU temperature, you can see that GPU temperature also in full mark test once you run it, but also you can see actual power draw and stuff like that, GPU load and stuff, and fan speed, etc. And finally I will use the Sapphire RX software. You can also use the classic Radeon Wattman, you see, but I find Sapphire RX software quite easy and to use, so I prefer that one. Just to show you where it is, Wattman system, global setting, global Wattman. You can see, you can set the stuff here as well. If you are more familiar with the Wattman, you can use also Wattman, but I will use this. As you can see, I already have set my settings on my graphic card to settings which I like to use and I find the most powerful in games. But just let's do start from clean start, like from factory defaults. This is how your card will come when you first install it and you run the trick software. You have automatic speed on fans, power limit is zeroed, as well the voltage on GPU and memory clock as well. Everything is set like this, even GPU clock. You see, this is the better one. This is the Nitro Plus, I would say, because it's already clocked to 1342, and you can see the actual power draw here in idle. So let's do the GPU stress with the factory settings and see how it will perform. You see, the main problem why I was playing with my settings, it was because even the card is set to be working on full load. You see the GPU load is 100% and the core is still only like 1100 and something megahertz. Yeah, temperature doesn't go up, but performance is quite not used on, you see, it's 74 FPS. Okay. Well, another thing is that every card from factory is different, so it doesn't, let's say, every card doesn't behave the same. So what you have to do is play with settings yourself, but I will do, to make my video short, I will just do like first step to set my 9 volts to mini volts to 30, to make my card to eat less power. Oh, and run cooler. But I have to stabilize on my card. I have to set these settings at least to 15% to power limit. This makes card run more stable if you set the power voltage, GPU voltage on -40, for example. You can also set like memory clock higher, like 8100, but I will not play with this now. I will leave fan speed on automatic and see. I will just push the apply button. See, well, you can already see the GPU runs 2 watts lower in idle than before, because before it was like 24 watts. So let's see, GPU stress again. As you can see, already we managed to make core to run 100 megahertz higher. But what I want to see more is this guy, because we didn't check the power draw, but I'm sure it was running much lower before, because you will see. Okay, temperature is 71, but we didn't make it run on full core speed, on full turbo. Oh, okay. One thing is that in games, for example, you will not get a constant GPU load to 100%. It means, I mean, every game I ever played, like even like most intensive graphics game, like for example Battlefield 1, they will not get permanent GPU load on 100% because it's just made like that. Your game will run from 50 to 100, but you will not get like constant 100%. So you should be no the worry about temperature in games, because it will be much lower than here in GPU stress tool. But make one point: your card should never reach 800 Celsius, because then it will get not stabilized, it will crash. Either the driver will stop working and system will just make stop the program, or your entire system will crash and computer will restart. So make sure, one thing is to make sure your card never reach over 79 degree, because it just might crash. My card, for example, always crash when it reach 800 degree. Okay, you see the core is still like this, even is not full used, and FPS is 76. We got already 2 more FPS. What is like FPS? What is like, let's say, 2%? No, more. It's 4%. Okay. So next, what I will do, what I will do is to set, make it even. You can see, because my card was running stable, it was stabilized. I still can lower GPU voltage, but also I have to increase power limit to make it more stabilized. Always when you lower the voltage, because we are not overclocking the card, we are leaving the frequency of card on its turbo from factory settings. Never mind. And we'll push this button apply, and see the card is running much efficient. now it's 21. It was 24 on factory settings and 22 permanent 22 and something on settings with -30. Let's see. And see, we improved the FPS, and we already can see the core is working on full turbo all the time. GPU is 100%, but also fans are like 135%, and this means the card is running quite noisy. You can probably hear it now. But anyways, I'm using earphones, so I never hear it in games. Let's let this GPU stress run and see. You see, temperature is going still higher and higher, and I'm sure it will reach 79%, even 80%, and it would be crashing my system, but I will not let it go that way. I will just stop 79 degrees. But these are my settings which I used to play, for example, Battlefield 1 or other games, really GPU intensive games, and I can tell you with my settings like this I get stabilized performance really good. For example, in user benchmark I got like 5th from 80,000 benchmarks, like 5th score. I was on 5th place from 8,000 cards. You see, the temperature is really high. I will just stop. But I can be sure in games I will never reach like 79 degree, because there is no game out that would make my card run on 100% load all the time. So it will never reach that temperature like in GPU stress. Okay, I could continue like with settings this card to, for example, 90 or 70, but I'm sure my card is not working like this already, because I have tried. When I set this and apply, yeah, I run the GPU stress quite well, everything is working, but when I play game like Battlefield or Need for Speed or anything else, I often get error crash, like saying DirectX error or something, I don't remember. So I know these settings are the settings I always use. Of course you can play with the custom fan speed, and this is my own settings. So for example, you can see my fans on card doesn't run until doesn't spin until my card is not at 50 degree, and my max temperature means target temperature when my fans are on 100% speed is 75 degree. So when my card reaches 75 degree, the fan speeds are on 100%, and this is how I have set it, so it runs cooler and doesn't crash or overheat. Okay, that was all. I should warn you, you should play with your card on your own responsibility, because this is what I have done here, and if something happened to my card after applying these settings, my warranty is broken. But everything runs better, as you could see in GPU stress. I get much higher FPS, like 6 more I think, or 4 more, I don't remember. What is 6% performance game. Okay, thank you for watching. Sorry for my bad English, and like my video if you like, don't like if you don't like, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.